Okay. I'm using 2 boxes to prop this phone up, and the chair I'm sitting on is fucking broken, and if I lean back I might fall. But I really want to make this video, so it'll have to fucking do. Yeah. Okay. All right. First of all, some quick energy. I know that was probably really weird, but before you attack me, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing that for years, and I know where the egg came from. I know the chickens. I know everything. So they're not confinement animals. They're not sick animals. So, and I'm not condoning eating raw eggs. It's just a quick way to get some protein and energy. All right, okay. First of all, what the fuck is this? This is Camel blue. Where's the fucking camel? What is this hump day, 4-day work week looking bullshit? Like, what the fuck? What was wrong with the original packaging? If you don't smoke, look up Camel Blue and see the original packaging, and then look at this. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Anyway. I guess that works. So, the topic of today is sorry, I'm a little confined. And I want to preface this by saying this is a new channel. I've never done this before, and I'm sorry if it is slow or awkward or draws out, or if I repeat myself. I plan to be doing this regularly, and I hope that I get better. I just want to share my thoughts and opinions and my any advice, any helpful, any useful information I can give. Anything that would be helpful for you. I just want to try. I really don't have any, like, I don't go into this with any plan or anything. So I'm sorry if this is a really long video. I'll cut it if I have to, but I'll probably just leave it unedited. Fucking bird out there. I don't know if you can hear it. Hopefully it doesn't get loud. By the way, fuck. Camel Blues, actually pretty good. They're actually really good. Right now, it's really good. I might actually like this more than a Marlboro Red, but Reds are stronger. They have more flavor. They're like more, I guess, harsh, but not in a bad way, because I don't like harshness. I hate the paper taste. So I need like full flavor, or else I'm gonna taste that paper that every cigarette has. I can't do lights, I can't do, but this is, I mean, I guess this is a light, but it's not really a light. It's like a medium, and it smells so good. I'm trying my best not to get smoke in here, but I'm gonna leave the window open. It's pretty spacious. All right. So the topic of this video is how to overcome resentment. Now, if resentment was a person, it would be, well, that's not. My life isn't horrible, so I don't want to speak that way. And also, I'm going to try to keep this as simple and straightforward as possible, because I don't want to, I'm going to come off as resentful, because the point of this video is not how not to be resentful. The point of this video is how to not let resentment affect you, because resentment is a part of life. It's not something that you can get rid of. It's not something you should get rid of, because you should be resentful of things that are unfair in your life, because life is unfair. No one's asking you to not be resentful, and if they are, you shouldn't listen to them. So that's not my point. My point is how to not let it affect you, how to not get caught in a cycle of how not to be a rageaholic, how not to allow your shortcomings to ruin your life, because at the end of the day, it is your fault if your life is in ruin, unless you have some freak accident or something that you cannot control that physically incapacitates you. If you don't get in a car accident, if you don't have cancer, if you're not blind or deaf, you get the idea. If you are physically capable, there is nothing stopping you from achieving what you want. So, how do I, bear with me, because I'm going to try to be as concise as possible, because I don't want this to be a story, because if it's a story, I'm going to say too much, and then I'm just going to be saying too much. I don't need to say too much. I'm going to say as little as possible, because it doesn't really matter, my situation, because people have it worse than me. Well, let me start with the fact that I'm about to turn 24. So at 23 years old, I used my own money to purchase x-rays to finally confirm at 23 years old that I have Scheuermann's disease. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's a genetic disease that affects the spine. It deforms the spine. It's basically hunchback syndrome, and it's not because of posture, as people in my life have told me. It's not my posture. Yes, I'm a gamer, and I've been a gamer, but it is not my fault that my posture is the way it is, because I finally got x-rays by myself and confirmed that about 7 of the ligaments in my spine, in the middle upper portion of my spine, are irreversibly fused together. So even if I'm hanging from a bar, my back will be curved. I don't know how rare the disease is. I think it's pretty rare. But that's besides the point. The point is, I hold resentment because it could have been prevented. It's something preventable. If I had been taken to a pediatrician, if I had been listened to, if I had been paid attention to when I complained about my back, complained about how it hurt when I stood for too long, if someone had looked at me and actually wasn't caught up in their own mind enough to just basically have the basic concern about my posture, about how it looked like when I bend over, you can see the curve, especially. It's not, I'm blessed because it does not incapacitate me, and I'm thankful every day for that. I'm thankful because there are people who literally can't do anything without being in excruciating pain. I'm not in excruciating pain. I'm so fucking thankful for that. But I am in pain. I can't lift things. My back is just weak. It gets out of alignment. My back is stiff. The thing is, it's like, you can relate to this if you are genetically predisposed to something. You can be as on top of your health as possible in that area. I stretch every day. I exercise, I work out. But I'm always going to have the back of someone who just, I'm gonna have the equivalent to someone who is fucking on World of Warcraft or League of Legends all fucking day for 50 years, or does back-breaking work, even though I don't do back-breaking work anymore. Or for me, it's back-breaking, but it might be regular work for you. So there's that. Yeah, I want to be as concise as possible. I have an issue with my back. It could have been prevented if I had been, I'm going to say, taken care of more, and I'm not saying that because I wasn't taken care of or I was neglected. I wasn't abused, and children are abused every day, and I'm not an abused person, and I love my parents, but they're holistic, herbalist, spiritual, new age leaning people, and because of that, I did not go to the doctor after age 5 or even earlier, and because of that, I have to live with something that could have been corrected with a simple brace when I was a preteen. And I have to live with that. It makes scoliosis more possible. It makes scoliosis, I already have mild scoliosis because I also got scoliosis from my parents, and both issues make each other worse. So I have to deal with that. I have to spend the time, the extra time and the extra effort, and I have to accept the fact that I'm not going to be normal, even though I do all that extra stuff. There's multiple things. Genetics fucking suck. I'm blessed in some areas, but cursed in others, as most people are. I guess that makes me a normal person. But the difference with me is that none of these things were dealt with when I was a kid. And now I have to deal with them at age 23, which is young, but it's not very young for a lot of these things. My teeth have like no enamel. I was born with weak enamel, and I was taught to brush my teeth, but I was brushing my teeth with natural toothpaste. Now, I'm not saying natural toothpaste doesn't work. I am saying that I have weak teeth, and I never went to the dentist until I had a toothache, which anyone with common knowledge about teeth or general health would know that once you have a toothache, that means that you've had cavities for a long time. And it's gotten so bad that you might need a root canal. And so everything's been kind of a close call for most of my life with these specific things. And I can blame it on my parents, and I'm rightfully so blaming them for it. How the fuck am I supposed to know? There's that. My parents are just not... They mean well. But they're not as capable as they can be. They're not as helpful as they can be. They're not able, let me put it in like one sentence. They have the complete ability to provide for me, but they can't because of their own choices and their own lifestyle. I am blessed to be able to have a roof over my head, because for a period of time I didn't, and that sucked. So I'm blessed to have that now, and I'm blessed to not be out on the street by myself. And I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for my parents, and I'm thankful for my family, and I'm thankful for the situation that I'm in. I'm thankful to have a job. I have a minimum wage job, but that's okay. I spent 5 years of my life that I should have spent on myself and growing my own skills, working for other people, because when you're working with family, I'm in a certain situation where I'm working with close people who are close to you, and when you do that, you get taken advantage of, whether it's on purpose or not. I'll leave it at that. I spent 5 years of my life not working on myself, and now I'm 24, and I'm basically unk status, and I'll make a video on that. Stay tuned for that. I'll see you there. Because some of you are probably like, well, 24 is really young. I'm older than you. And yeah, that might be true. But I'll touch on that in another video. The point is, 5 years is a long time, and I didn't get anywhere. Working a minimum wage job doesn't get you anywhere. And when you're young, if you're working something that doesn't provide value, it's just menial tasks. It's labor work. So I'm good at it, and I get it done really quickly. And I'm blessed to have the ability now to step back a little bit and cut down on my hours. And I'm thankful for that, because a lot of people don't have that position. A lot of people either have to work their 9 to 5 or lose their job. So I'm thankful for that. And I want to make sure that this isn't just complaining, because I am thankful for my situation. But it is easy to blame other people for your situation. Because part of it, when you're a young person, part of your situation is other people's fault. It's how people raised you. You're the responsibility of other people when you're being raised. And that's why, if you want to have kids, you need to be fucking responsible. You need to take responsibility. I can't stand when I hear older people demand things from their children. We don't owe our parents anything. Anything. We owe them nothing. Because them raising us is their responsibility. That's their decision for bringing us into this world. If I'm brought in, I wasn't asked to be brought into this world, right? That was not my decision. That was your decision. You are responsible for me. And you need to make that decision. That is the biggest decision you can make in your life, because first of all, I'm going to try not to go too far off topic, but when you have a kid, you are no longer living your life. You are living for your child. And that is your responsibility, and that is your choice. No one thrusts that upon you, unless they did, and that's different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you chose to have children. So I don't owe you anything. And you don't owe your parents anything. Make sure you remember that. You are your own person. That's the gravity of having a child. That decision that you make, that's a human being. That is not your thing. You made it biologically, but it is not yours. And most people don't understand that. Most people think that, oh, since I created this thing, it should bend to how I please, because I brought it into this world. I created it. I'm your God. Bow down to me. But that's not the situation. You're not God. You're just some person. You're just a human being. And your child is a human being too. You are on equal level. If anything, you're beneath your child, because you brought it into this world, and they are your responsibility to take care of them. So, I said my piece on that. It's really easy to be resentful, and resentment is not bad. What's bad is you can be resentful and take responsibility. You need to take responsibility for your own life. Are you 3? Are you 9 years old? No, you're not. You're probably 25. So yes, this is your own life now. So you can't live any longer in the past, because this is your life now. What happened, happened. If you let resentment be an excuse not to take responsibility, you will never become anything. You will never amount to anything. None of your dreams will come true. You are cooked. You're just cooked. That's the best way I can say it. You're just cooked. If you are deciding your own fate, whether you know it or not. So when you choose to blame other people for your own life, you're basically choosing to gouge your eyes out. That's the life equivalent of gouging your eyes out. I'm going to gouge my eyes out. I'm going to be blind now. And now I can't see anything. And now I can't do anything. But whose fault was that? That was your fault. You gouged your eyes out. So see it like that. Do you want to gouge your eyes out? You are responsible for your own life. And that is that. That's the end of the story. What happened in the past happened. When your parents were raising you, they raised you how they did. Or they didn't raise you. However you became who you are now, however you survived up until this day, up until the day that you are legally and mentally able to make your own decisions. I'm not saying that an 18-year-old is fully developed, right? But by the time you're 18, you should be able to be like, this is what I want to do. How do I work towards it, right? Most of us are not being physically held hostage by someone else. So it is your life. Yeah. It's your life. So, what are you gonna do? What are you doing? What have you been doing? Have you been living in a delusion? Let's say ever since you were 18 years old, you have been in complete control of your life. So what have you been doing if you're older than 18? Think about that. What have you been doing? Because if you think that you've been fucked over, which you probably have, the point is, what have you been doing? You can't control someone lying to you. You can't control someone gaslighting you and you not being aware of it. Gaslighting is a integral part of parenting in most situations, whether you know it or not. Any close relationship, the closest relationships have the most gaslighting. But what are you doing? Are you trying to get out of that relationship? Are you dealing with your situation, whatever it is? That's basically the question you should be asking yourself. What are you doing every day to better your situation? Because if you live in resentment, your life is going to fly by. And you're going to lose the only thing that matters, which is time. Be aware of time. Be aware of every second. Don't be paranoid, all right? Some things you can't control right now. If you're stuck in a job that you don't want to be in right now, I'm not saying quit your job right now. I'm just saying, what are you doing? Are you on your phone all the time? Are you going to sleep later than you could be? Are you playing Valorant in your free time when you're in a shitty situation? Don't complain about your shitty situation when you're playing Valorant every night for 4 hours. You don't have that luxury. Let's be honest. You don't have that luxury. I think sometimes you just need to be more hard on yourself. I think being more hard on yourself can answer a lot of your problems. Stop blaming everyone else for your bullshit. Because more often than not, if you're capable of watching this video, you're probably in a situation that you can get out of. And if you've been in that situation for years, it's probably your fault. You only live once. Do you hear the birds? I love nicotine. Find what you love. Find what you love and do it. Even if that means living in your car. Because you only live once. And the old people who are unhappy, every single old person that I've encountered, they are not lamenting on how much action. Oh, I took too much action. I did too much. I took too many risks. It's the opposite. It's always, I waited. I was too safe. I was too scared. I was too distracted. Camels are fucking good. The first time I had a Camel Blue, I thought it tasted like nothing, but I had already smoked 2 other kinds of cigarettes. Because if I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, I need to find exactly what I like. Cigarettes are fucking expensive, so I need to find they're expensive financially and they're expensive health-wise. So if you're gonna do it, you better fucking enjoy it. And those other 2 brands fucking sucked. They were Parliaments and Marlboro 27s. Now, I need to try Marlboro 27s again. I'm gonna upload a tier list of cigarettes. Stay tuned for that. And you're gonna be upset for you smokers because your favorite brand is gonna be on the bottom, probably. But that's just my taste, right? The thing about cigarettes is they have this taste to them that I hate. All cigarettes do. And I finally figured out that it's the paper, and I said this earlier, but I need full flavors. And I need something that's like, that has enough flavor that masks the paper flavor. And I smoke because it makes me productive. It inspires me. Do what inspires you and do what helps you get things done. I don't know if this is completely true, but sometimes when you do something that is detrimental to your health, it gives you strength mentally. For me, it's like, I better fucking, if I'm doing this detrimental thing to myself, I better get my shit done because I don't have a lot of fucking time, right? And that's one of the reasons why I just fucking started this channel, because I've wanted to make videos for a long time, and now I feel like I have shit to say because I've experienced a little bit more. If I was 18, there would be a lot more esoteric bullshit. Esoteric in a woo, like a, because I'm not harping on spirituality. I think when you're young, it's really easy to think you know everything, and because we have so much fucking information now, you can watch anyone, you can read anyone's fucking book, because everyone writes a book now. Infinite people write books. Infinite people make these types of videos. So everyone's a fucking genius now. Everyone's a Socrates at 18 years old, at 17. I'm 17 and I have my whole fucking life figured out. The key to fix that is to put the phone down and close your computer and force yourself to fail. Be a explorer. Be a founding father of your own fucking experience, your life experience. Figure things out firsthand, because you're actually being more efficient with your time. It's so easy to feel like you're being more efficient and more safe by like getting all your information, like, oh, I'm just gonna watch YouTube every day because I can't take action before I know everything about something. Well, when you do that, you wake up and you're 30, and yesterday you were 18. Yesterday you were 21, and now you're 30, and you have nothing to show for it. Because when you do something, it's completely different than when you theorize it. Theorizing is like, I think if you have a tendency to overthink, I think you should try to not think at all, because you're going to be thinking anyway, naturally. So you need to kind of develop this mindset of not thinking. I'm just gonna jump into this thing, and I'm gonna be a retard, and just completely like blindly, because it's gonna feel that way, but what you're actually doing is you're being a responsible person and doing what's necessary. You're probably not doing what's necessary. You probably think that you are, but you're not. It's really easy to think that you're getting things done because you're creating these concepts in your mind. You're getting things done in your mind. You're in this delusion of progression. You're in this delusion of self-improvement where you're your life is a video game, and you need to see it that way, and you're leveling up, and you need to make sure that you're not playing the game in your head, because it's easy to do that. It's easy to finish the game in your sleep. But meanwhile, you are a level 0 crook. You are like the bottom feeder of the game. But in your head, you're the main character. So you need to cut that out. You need to take action. You need to look at your life. You need to look at what you're doing. What are you doing? I'm sitting in front of my computer. I'm staring at my phone right now, recording myself talking. Like, how long have I been watching YouTube today? Like, how many hours? Maybe you should record. Maybe you should literally like somehow record. Like, look at your screen time. Do something where you become aware, because the best thing you can do is become aware of what you're doing. If you're and this applies to everything. This applies to mental things too. If you aren't aware of something, if you aren't aware of a tendency, and that's why I'm going to make a video on understanding how your mind works through proven psychological, I don't know the word for it, but proven psychology to understand what type of person you are. Because at some point you do need to kind of categorize yourself. You aren't as special as you think you are. You are, at the end of the day, a type of person. You fall into a category, and if you are resistant to that, it's because you think that it's being counterproductive in some way, because you think, oh, well, I think at the end of the day, whatever idea you have in your head, first of all, you're avoiding anything that gets down to the point, and getting to the root cause of things is compromising with compartmentalizing things. You can infinitely dissect something. This is kind of how reality is. Reality is at the smaller you go, the more space there is for more things. And you have to zoom out, and you have to compartmentalize to some degree, because you're just gonna waste your life. And that's kind of the bottom line. You're just gonna waste your life overanalyzing and overthinking, when you should have just done something simple. You should have just been stupid. You should have just made a fool of yourself, basically. And done something that you have no idea what you're doing, because you don't know anything. You have no life experience. You probably have zero life experience. The world that we live in nowadays, there are so many people that have zero life experience. And you don't know anything. But you think you know everything. So keep that in mind. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Let me think. Is there anything else I want to say in this? So the topic of this video is how to overcome resentment, or how to not let resentment eat you. Or basically, don't let resentment be your excuse, your personal excuse for not taking action. There are infinite excuses in life for not doing what is necessary to get to where you need to be. You need to be useful, because that's the only way that you're going to be happy. If you do not have a skill, if you do not have something to offer, if you are not self-sufficient, you are going to suffer for the rest of your life. And you're going to have to resort to drugs and alcohol and mental delusions for the rest of your life to escape that. Yeah. I think that sums up this video. I feel like I could continue rambling, but we're at the 50-minute mark right now. So I think that's pretty suffice for this video. We have all been fucked over in some way. Life has fucked us over. People have fucked us over. And honestly, you need to see that as a blessing, because if you want to do anything good in life, just know that it's so much harder to be good at anything if you were born into the perfect situation financially, and you were sheltered your whole life, and everything was amazing, and you just have mommy and daddy's money, and you can just do whatever you want. You know what? I'm not saying that wealthy people are miserable by default, because that's not true. Don't delude yourself. Don't hate money. That's something that you can easily do. Oh, I don't want money. Rich people are miserable. Money is evil. Man, money's evil, man. I don't want money. I just want to play the guitar. I want to make beats. I want to be a beat maker. So, because that's not true. Money is the second most important thing. In life. It is the second most valuable resource. The third is people. And this is just my opinion, and that could change in the future. I'm 24. But as of right now, my position on the most valuable things in life is time, money, and then relationships. Because you can be self-sufficient and happy. You could, like, happiness is something that comes from within. So the first two things are mostly independent. You can be an independent entrepreneur. You can make money. You make money how you choose, and that's your decision. People don't decide that for you. That's your own decision, and that's what, in my mind, makes it an individual thing. You need to interact with people to make money, and that's what makes it social, but it is not completely social. You're not given handouts, your life is not, you're not born a sage or a pet. You're not born a class of, okay, I'm a carpenter. You were born as a carpenter, and now you're a carpenter. You have been dubbed carpenter. Like, that's not how it works in this era. So, and I want to make that clear, because I don't want to sound like I am downplaying the importance of good relationships in your life, because that is one of the most fulfilling things in life, is finding good people for you, because that's different for other people. But it is not the first thing. It's not something that you should be making your number one priority, because when you do that, you are using that as an excuse not to take responsibility, because then, again, you are basically blaming other people for your situation if they end up not being the perfect person for you. And, that's another topic. But you need to make sure that you're taking responsibility for your own life. Yeah.